Welcome to the Mind Shift podcast. Join Rocío Pérez, your mental performance strategist, as she navigates you through inspiring journeys with global experts. Explore breakthrough insights and awaken the potential within you wherever you are in life. Get ready to transform your personal growth. Here's Rocío to guide you.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Veronica Lawrence, and Veronica is a retired Master Chief, as well as an industrial psychologist, and brings an amazing perspective to unconscious bias. And with that, we're going to go ahead and start with our definition of unconscious bias. We're also going to be talking about that unconscious bias is really subconscious bias. That is the bias that we have as part of our DNA, as part of our programming. And I'm going to turn it right over to Veronica. Tell us about unconscious subconscious bias.
Thank you so much. I think that in the social construct, and when we talked about the biases, we're talking about the stereotypes, about the things that a group of people assume or thinks about others or thinks about other things. And so the important piece here is just really understanding that bias is part of the human condition, that it gathered through our socialization, that it stays there because of social identities and other dimensions of diversity. And so sort of kind of normalizing its existence and then making the decision to change what we don't like about its existence within us.
Wow. And that's so important, right? When we start to see the difference, see the distinction, there's a distinction in everything, right? Why do I do what I do? How do I do what I do? Why do other people do what they do? And really to get to the core of it, what are some of what are the three most common unconscious, subconscious biases that we may be aware
of? Or we might not be aware of.
Or we might not be aware of that as well.
I think we think about association bias, where we associate an event, a person, or an issue with the person, when they say don't shoot the messenger. We talked about the association that we make, not to the message, not to the content, not to what's being said, but the association of the person with that message. So we shoot the messenger. We see that happening quite often. I also think that the backfire effect, which is also a cognitive bias, in which beliefs that are dear to us, values and systems. And I think I call that this is the protection plan that comes with your bias. The protection plans that ensures that nothing gets in and changes what's already in us. And so even if we see all the facts, even if we see things that contradict what we already believe, the backfire effect allows us to maintain safely what we think by not allowing new information and embracing it. So those are two of the ones. And I also have seen the halo effect, where we have this predisposition to look favorably into a person or into an employee or a manager or a leader. And then, you have always heard, oh, so-and-so can do no wrong. Of course not, because we've seen it through the lens of the halo effect. So those are the ones that I see constantly appearing in the workplace.
And it's so important what does it look like for me? And I think about even the association effect. Somebody gets upset at their boss and then they're like steaming all the way home. And then they see their children and all of a sudden, their children are in trouble or whatever it may be, right? We're in such a peak state of anger or emotion, whatever that may be. And then the next person we see is the one that we download and associate that to as well, right? That happens a lot. So give us some quick tips as we close out the segment. Give us some quick tips to become even more aware and start to develop other behaviors, intentional behaviors of our choosing.
So I think the most important part is understanding or check engine light. Where are we? It's like getting in a car and you get your GPS, right? And you put in your coordinates of where you want to go. That piece of equipment needs to know where you are first before it can take you to the place that you need to go. It's the same thing with us if we want to be aware and change our state or human state of bias. It's understanding what triggered me, what got me here, why do I feel this way? It's almost like being curious to explore the whys and asking the 1,000 whys as to why am I behaving this way? Why am I holding my purse? Why am I closing my door? Why am I locking my doors? Why am I feeling unsafe? Is it really a threat, or is something in my mind through my socialization and my beliefs that shows up in real time when that behavior is not appropriate or doesn't serve me anymore. It doesn't help me. And so those are some of the things I think about: being curious and inquisitive, asking the questions to yourself, and learning how to psychologically safely ask the same questions of those who you see behaviors that appear to be biased. And instead of assuming that they're being biased, asking the questions to navigate together what's really going on and get to a better place.
Wonderful. Veronica, thank you so much for bringing those insights about subconscious bias and giving us those tips so that we can become more aware of how that shows up in the workplace, what are the typical ones, as well as what we can do to help transcend that. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on the Mindshift podcast. Rocío hopes you've been inspired and gained insights to fuel your journey of personal growth. Remember to subscribe and share this episode with friends who are also exploring their potential. Leave us a review to help spread the message. Rocío says, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep exploring your potential with us. Until next time, goodbye.